This is kind of hard to talk about, honestly. I've kind of looked at the record button and tried to formulate my thoughts and think about what I want to say, but I finally clicked it, and happiness. Well, I've kind of struggled with it. If I'm being honest, I've struggled with it throughout this year, trying to, thinking that doing certain things or hanging out with certain people or listening to certain kinds of music or not listening to certain kind of music, things like acting in certain ways or emulating certain people or trying to be like certain people would make me happy, and it hasn't really made me happy. And there are even times where I would think that, okay, if I like do it in a certain kind of way, I would be happy, or if I copy this person's style of doing something, I'd be happy. And other times I would like actively deny myself the things that I really want to do, because I think that if I do the things I feel I should be doing, then I'd be happy, or that if I keep doing something even though I'm not necessarily really happy with it, then eventually I'd become happy and love doing it. It's a weird state, a weird mentality that I've had, and I have tried working on it, tried to change it. I still struggle with it too. Sometimes I still try to, act a certain way and do certain things thinking that it would make me happy. But even like through all of that, I have come to a lot of realizations that sometimes, happiness can look different for different people, and each person has that thing that makes them happy. And for me, it's become something that I've had to reflect on, something that I've had to think about, because my happiness can't really depend on current situations. Because let's say, for example, I make an artwork and I post it online and I hope that people will like it, and then maybe people don't really like it as much, or even worse, like people dislike it or something like that, just an example. Then would that be to say that, okay, my happiness is gone because people don't like what I've put out? On the other hand, is even like looking within and like realizing that even though I may say, okay, I'm not really sure what makes me happy, in the grand scheme of things, I think I do know, or at least have a very rough idea of what makes me happy. And I'm just gonna nerd out about Minecraft, since I hardly talk about the game, but I'll use it as an example because I guess it's what I've been making a lot of content on, or using as a backdrop. But before, I thought that if I became a very good builder, like the more well-known Minecraft creators, for example, like Grian, like Pearls and Moon, like Mythical Sausage, like Whip, that I would be happy. Like I would have this thing where I build a certain way, but I'm a really good builder. And I tried doing that, like especially in like my earlier content, and like tried to make like good buildings. And buildings they weren't terrible, but they weren't good, I would say, or at least they were decent, yeah. But that didn't really make me happy. And so at some point I pivoted from that and thought, okay, maybe if I do redstone, if I try to learn redstone like mumbo jumbo, if I try to like know all the redstone mechanics, or make like these really cool farms like Impulse or something like that, then I'd be happy. And that didn't work out either. And so I thought, okay, maybe if I combine these two things, then I'd be happy. And I tried combining them, it didn't go as well. And I was still not as happy. But then I thought, okay, so even like with my content, like what is it that I love to do in this game? Like genuinely love to do just for doing sake. Something that I would know I would lose the track of time doing. And I, like, after like thinking through it and realizing, I came to realize that it's exploring. It's going to different places, exploring, going on, I don't know, like just adventures, but not in the sense of, oh, it's a grand, huge adventure with some kind of crazy end goal in view or in sight or at like the end of the journey. It's just like walking around, exploring. And I've realized also, like, I tend to live a more nomadic kind of playstyle. It's very unusual. I'm not really sure, or I don't think I know anyone I can actively say that plays like that, where they pick a place, or they don't pick a place to settle down. They kind of settle in different places, or they more or less have their belongings, or their most essential belongings, with them, and they just roam, explore your Minecraft world, and they settle here. Maybe they build like a cool structure or something, and they move somewhere else. And yeah, even thinking about it now, it made sense, or it kind of makes sense why I end up deleting the worlds that I've deleted before, because I've tried to force myself to be like the people I watch a lot of. I will admit I watch a lot of the people I've mentioned, or at least a moderate amount. I watch them, like what they do, and they're genuinely happy with it. They love what they're doing, and they're doing it because they love it, not necessarily because, oh, it's gonna get like tons of views, or they're gonna like find the community or the type of people who enjoy what they enjoy. They're just making it out of the love for it, and it makes them happy regardless of whether or not it gets a huge amount of views or not. And so it becomes more of like sharing what they enjoy doing. The results that happen, whether they get like a lot of views or a lot of likes, a lot of subscribers or whatnot, is simply a byproduct of their doing what they enjoy, what makes them happy, what makes them feel energized to do, rather than they're doing it for the sake of doing it so that it can generate those results. In this like content creator journey, or just not even just like in the content creator journey, just like in life in general, how many times have I done something out of the pure enjoyment of it, or done it because I know it makes me happy, like I feel excited, or I'm really looking forward to doing it, rather than I want to do it so that it can produce this result or do this certain thing. The more I have tried or realized that I can do or should try to do things because it makes me happy, rather than because it is something that will generate a certain kind of result, I'd say yes, the more enjoyable it is. Like it becomes less of the result and more of the act of doing it. So I will try to do that, try to change that in my content, where I'm playing the game the way I play it, the way I like to play it, just exploring, maybe doing a little bit of building here and there, but yeah, just mainly exploring and seeing where that takes me. But of course, like, I'd still like prefer to have a place to stay, like something to return to, but it doesn't mean that I will stay there for very long. And I definitely want to try and make that more of a normal for me, where I do things that I want to do, not like Minecraft aside. I do things I want to do for the sake of doing them, because they bring a smile to my face, they make me happy, rather than I'm doing them because they generate this result or they achieve this certain goal that I want to have. There's nothing wrong with doing things because you have a goal in mind, but it really leaves me feeling empty when I'm doing something for the sake of a result, rather than I'm doing it because it's something I enjoy doing. And I want to change that. I do want to change that. So I'll have to see then. I wish I could say that the journey of becoming happy is like, oh, just, like think happy thoughts, think positive thoughts, and just, like think of happy things, unicorns and rainbows, and it'll all be fine. But the journey is hardly like that. It's a lot of discovery, a lot of frustrations at times, but when it happens, it really does happen. I mean, I have done some things that have really made me happy, regardless of what the result would have been. And I'd say it's been a while. It's been a long while since I've done things that made me happy, rather than doing things that brought a result, or doing things that make a result. Like even these like talks while I'm playing, there's a certain calm and happiness that it brings me, because it's more meaningful. It's not just, I'm here trying to entertain somebody for like as long as I can or whatever, but it's just like bringing my thoughts, because it's helpful to me to even go back and listen to my videos, like watch my videos again, because I see where my headspace is at, and I can also see like growth, content wise aside, see growth in myself, character wise, and all of that. So yeah, hopefully I can start doing things more that I genuinely enjoy, rather than things I feel I should be doing for the sake of doing them to get a certain result. All that being said, yeah, take care.